Hey everyone, this is Roachan here. Recently I've been playing around on the new Shambali Monastery map.
Got you.
And I found a few spots where Brigitte can do some of her shield jumps. Some of them major, some of them minor. This one that's just on screen is right at the very start. It's very minor. You just shield bash into the pallet and then you launch yourself up onto the upper ground. You can just go up the staircase. This next one you need to stand on top of this first box and be as close to the front one as possible, where your shield points on an angle. If you're not doing it correctly, that's what will happen. And here's what it looks like when it's done correctly. And then if you shield bash without a jump over that wall, you just launch yourself over. Here's an example of how I did it in a public competitive game.
Terrified. Oh, fuck away from me. They love to change targets so quickly. Like, I was one shot and he's like, yeah, that Moira just disappeared 2 feet in front of me. God knows where she went.
Unfortunately, you can't actually do it on the actual other side, as you just can't make the distance. For the defenders, they can actually shield bash over the fence and start to flank the enemy team, but need to not go on that little staircase just before where I jumped. For the attacking team, if you've chased the people on high ground and they're making an escape through the repair center, you can actually cut them off by jumping up onto the balcony and beating them up while they're running up the stairs. The little dumpsters next to the repair center you can shield bash into and jump over the little wall. Next, for the attackers coming out of their spawn, there's this little high ground area. To get up there, you need to either shield bash into these pipes or run along the edge of the map and shield bash off the truck. But don't shield bash all the way back over to where the other side of the truck is, because you'll just fall off the map. After securing the first point, this little area here is a good area for the enemies to actually stop you. Ways to get back up there quickly is shield bash into this rock at the entrance and you jump up. Another option is to climb up into this cave. To climb up into this cave, what you'll need to do is, and I'll ping the spots, is you'll need to jump up on top of these little rocks here, then jump onto this little dent in the rock, and then on top of that rock, and then you just want to shield bash all the way up.
She did go behind though, but like...
The third way of getting around is you can take the long way around and shield bash into this little rock on the edge of the map, jump the staircase up. Alternatively, you can jump on top of this lantern if the enemy team is already defending that area, and you can just launch yourself over this little wall. For the defenders, if they want to try and flank the enemy team, they can shield bash off this little bell and get down into the enemy flanks. Or they can shield bash off this little tower and get the same effect. Next up, you can shield bash over this little wall. To do this, you need to go and shield bash into the rocks. And that's what it looks like if it's done incorrectly. To do it correctly, you need to line yourself up by having your left side right up against the wall and shield bash into that spot where I just pinged on the rock. Now, I thought I'd be able to jump over this little hole in the wall, but that doesn't seem possible. The correct method of jumping over is you line up your shield to look directly at the wall into this rock. You line up your left foot with this wooden plank, and then as you jump, you shield bash. And you'll jump over. And finally, for the defending team, if they just shield bash into this little pillar at this angle, you just go over the fence and land on the payload.